How to start a business when you're working a full-time job. Check this out. Hey, you guys, it's Felicia here from Valuable Referral, which all we do on this channel is refer value to the entrepreneur to help them win. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to start a online business with a full-time job. And I know that's a hard thing because I did it. And I not only did it, but I actually worked in prison. So I was just as much inmate as the inmates I was actually watching, where I didn't have access to internet. I couldn't have a phone and things that normal people would have on the outside, I couldn't have it. And it was so deep for me that even if you got caught with trying to sneak a book in, you were bound to be suspended for 30 days. That's without pay. It was very few times where they actually gave an employee pay for bringing a book in because that was considered contraband, though it had nothing to do with escaping from prison. But anything that required any type of, mental stability or freedom, they wasn't having it because they wanted you to just sit there for 8 or 16 hours because sometimes they'll tell you, hey, we don't have enough people to cover the prison. Guess what? You're staying here. So I definitely understand the 9-to-5er that feels trapped in a working environment that's toxic. The people there have a certain mind state that you don't have, and you feel like the outsider, and you're reminded daily and daily and daily why you should have a full-time job, a full-time online business, because the people that you work with you just simply can't get along, whether it's mentally, emotionally, sometimes even physically. So I get it. So today I'm going to be talking to you and sharing with you how to start a online business while working a full-time job. And guys, I have to tell you, it is hard. Don't let nobody tell you that it's easy. A lot of gurus out there will say, hey, it's easy. Just, do this, do that, and X, Y, and Z. But they don't tell you, hey, guess what? They've been grinding. They actually been trying to put the work in for a few years. So when you see videos like, oh, I made $10,000 in a day or 5 seconds or whatever, I'm not saying that, some people don't have a lucky break. You know what I mean? But they don't show you the process of the research and the knowledge. So number one, you want to strategize. I set forth, actually when I woke up, when I personally awoken to the entrepreneurial lifestyle, I actually set aside a time frame. And that's one of the first things I actually want to share with you guys who are really serious about leaving your 9-to-5 and starting an online business. You have to have a strategy. And that's my number one tip for you guys. Have a strategy. Have a time to set aside to put in to your business, and have a time frame if you decide to leave your 9-to-5 job. You have to strategize, and you have to actually follow those who were or who are successful in that area. I don't personally suggest that you buy every course in the world. That's what I did, and I can't tell you how much millions of dollars, not millions. I wish. No, I don't wish. But I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars I've actually invested in different courses, which left me more confused than I was when I first started. So what I would say to you is you want to invest in mentorship, because sometimes with courses, there's so many different unanswered questions, and you have to sit there and wait and wait and wait. And sometimes that lack of, connection is so far away that you'll end up being confused. And sometimes you just end up quitting because you're just more confused as you keep going along with the courses. Courses are not bad. I know some courses are better than others, but for you to make this work in whatever niche that you're in, you really want to strategize. You want to set a time frame if you do plan to leave your 9-to-5 job, and you want to invest. And I think the best thing to invest in is mentorship. So number one is to strategize. Number two is to invest in mentorship. Number three is just the regular old saying, by taking action. Even with videos, sometimes I used to, in the beginning, it was so hard for me to make a video because I was so strung out on what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Instead of just showing people and telling people what I've been through and what, sometimes just taking action and doing videos or doing Facebook ads can really help in you learning and going through the process of being an entrepreneur. I don't suggest that you just jump out the window and just quit, because there's so many, I guess, the entrepreneurship journey is like almost like a maze. You know what I mean? There's so many avenues and roadblocks and potholes that, you don't know until you actually take action. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and talk to you guys all day about, number one, you want to have a strategy, number two, invest in mentorship, and number three, taking action. But I don't suggest that you just jump out the window and quit your 9 to 5 just yet, unless you have some type of financial backup plan that can actually lighten the load of your personal expenses. But what I do suggest is that have a strategy, have a 24-month strategy of, okay, I'm going to quit in 2 years, this job, and I'm going to still work my entrepreneur online business, as I'm going through it, as I'm working my 9 to 5. Is it going to be tough? Absolutely. But what's tough is also worth it. You know what I mean? What's easy is like, you don't really take it seriously too much. So plan, strategize, invest in mentorship for people who actually have the success that you want, that can show you, certain shortcuts and that can hold your hand through the process. Because some things shouldn't be told, some things should be shown. Number three, have action while you're working your 9 to 5. Make this a hobby. So for most of you guys who have a hobby of going bowling or going to the movies or hanging out, there's a sacrifice that comes with being an entrepreneur. So that's just my take on it, guys. And if you've got value out of it, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit those notification bells so you can be in the know and on the know for the best type of entrepreneurial value and content. Guys, you guys are worth it, and I'll see you in the next video.